After 9 years of this NDP Liberal Prime Minister, costs up, taxes up, crimes up, and according to 24 Liberal MPs, time is up. This Prime Minister has doubled housing costs, doubled the national debt, given us the worst economy in the G7. He's paralyzed Parliament with a cover-up of corruption, and 2 million people are lined up at food banks, but he cannot fix what he broke because his caucus is revolting. Will he call a carbon tax election today?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
He's too narcissistic.
Speaker, while the Leader of the Opposition is focused on politics, we're focused on delivering for Canadians the things that matter most, whether it's more money in their pockets with the Canada Carbon Rebate, more places at $10 a day childcare right across the country, dental care for seniors and more Canadians of all ages as we move forward to deliver things that are easing pressures on the pocketbooks and building a strong economy for everyone. This is the work that we're doing, that we will continue to do. While the Leader of the Opposition tosses around empty slogans and plays politics, we'll stay focused on the things that matter to Canadians.
That's right.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
24 Liberal MPs went to his caucus today to tell him that he's not worth the crime, cost, or corruption. They wanted to tell him that he's doubled housing costs, doubled the national debt, sent 2 million people to the food banks, but he wouldn't let them. He silenced half of the dissidents. In fact, some were intimidated so much so that even Rosemary Barton, the Prime Minister's favourite journalist, said people don't have phones in the room and some people are going to the bathroom texting us. Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister text those dissident Liberal MPs, tell them to come out of the bathroom and tell the whole world that he's not worth the cost?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, in our caucus, people have always been free to speak their mind and have different perspectives. What is interesting, Mr. Speaker, is nobody in the Conservative caucus seems to have spoken out when one of their members got an all-expenses-paid trip to an extreme anti-abortion church in Florida. Nobody spoke out. Well, one of the members on their front bench went and dined with white nationalists, far-right German nationalists, and nobody spoke up and is continuing to speak up when their leader refuses to get a security clearance so he can deal with foreign interference.
It's Wednesday, guys. How long before Trudeau starts screaming?
The chair is, knowing that today is Wednesday, has been relatively tolerant of a lot of calls from both sides of the House. I'm going to ask members, please not take the floor until they are addressed by the Speaker, to do that so that we can hear the questions, we can hear the answers.
The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, I think that it is more honourable to leave all the Liberal troubles to them, but I'll talk about another phenomena: intimidation, corporal punishment, and lack of confidence in science. Is the PM concerned that the situation at Bedford School in Montreal, because of religious intransigence, is concerning? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, the Bloc leader knows full well that on this side of the House, we respect provincial jurisdiction with respect to education, but we're always going to be here to defend freedom of expression and to defend fundamental freedoms that all Canadians have rights to. And these are freedoms that ensure that we are a free, democratic, and open country with values that are always on the forefront. The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, I understand that the Prime Minister has his thoughts somewhere else, but is he saying that forced religious education in a school and corporal punishment are freedom of expression of professors? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. No, Mr. Speaker, that's not at all what I've said. I have underscored that administration of schools is under provincial jurisdiction, and we expect the province to take care of its jurisdiction, but we're always going to defend fundamental freedoms of all Canadians, and that includes children who have a right to be educated in a way that reflects our values as Canadians and Quebecers.
The honourable member from Burnaby South.
I recognize that the Prime Minister is distracted, but there's a recent survey that's come out that shows that over half of Canadians are having a hard time with the cost of groceries. Now, too many in this chamber are more worried about themselves than kids going to sleep hungry in our country. Why has this Prime Minister refused to take action on painful food prices?
Why do you keep voting in favor of the carbon tax increase?
The right honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have taken action and will take more action. We move forward on increasing competition rules so that the Competition Bureau can go after people who are and companies that are gouging Canadians, at the same time as we're delivering more supports, whether it's with the National School Food Program that's putting more money in the pockets of families by giving them breaks on their groceries so kids can actually eat healthy foods at schools, or delivering a Canada carbon rebate. Unfortunately, that carbon rebate that puts more money in families' pockets has just seen the NDP pull their support from it, even though it's helping Canadians with affordability, and we will continue to be there to fight climate change.
Yeah, you ran out of time, buddy. Sit down.
Then I have the
Honourable member for Burnaby South.
Have you ever been to a grocery store?
People are losing hope.
No, he hasn't been to a grocery store in a long time because the last photo op he did was 2 years ago at a grocery store. And otherwise, his groceries get delivered to you. They cost us like $15,000 a month.
Order, please.
I'll invite the honourable member from Burnaby South to start from the top, and let me just encourage the honourable member and all honourable members to make sure that your questions and comments are directed through the chair. The honourable member from Burnaby South.
Has the Prime Minister actually ever been to a grocery store?
People are losing hope. The Angus Reid study shows that over 40% of renters have given up on the dream of owning their own home. The Conservatives cut housing construction in Canada and let 800,000 affordable housing units disappear. The Liberals had 9 years. Why hasn't the Prime Minister repaired that damage? The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Both questions the leader of the NDP had. I've actually been to a grocery store with you, Mr. Speaker, in your riding a few years ago in Hull Elmer.
Told you a few years ago. That was the last time you went to one.
Grocery stores since.
In terms of housing, Mr. Speaker, we have created a program to invest in housing, affordable housing across our country.
Oh, Lord.
With more than $900 million for Quebec, and we continue to invest to ensure affordable housing, while the Conservative Party is just offering cuts in housing programs. We're going to continue to invest to help Canadians with affordable housing.
He's so out of touch. He hasn't been to a grocery store in years. Oh, that's brutal.
I'd like to reassure all members that, yes, the Flame market is in my right.